Hello and welcome to my review of the new thriller, The Tourist, starring Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp's goatee. Angelina and Johnny, you two have a lot of explaining to do for Alice in Wonderland and Soul. And I'm sorry guys, but this here, not gonna cut it. This movie centers on a woman played by Angelina Jolie who gets involved with this thief who stole a lot of money from this gangster. The thief tells her to find someone who has a similar body, similar build to him, and for her to basically befriend him and make the cops think that the tourist is the thief. And that's where Johnny Depp comes in. He's this American guy on a train to Venice who gets thrown into this big adventure. Although adventure isn't really the right word for this. Unlike a lot of people, I didn't hate this movie. I just thought it was kind of a typical bland, forgettable movie, but it definitely had some positive aspects to it. I'd say the most positive aspect to this movie is just how it's directed. The director's name, he kind of sounds like a Nazi officer. His name is Fräulein Hickel von Dammerschmark. But besides his ridiculously long name, the guy is a really good director. He stages everything really well. He shoots Venice beautifully. The movie really made me want to go there. And he just has a very old school kind of artsy style of directing where, I don't know, he just has a very interesting flair to him. He's definitely making this movie as if he was making kind of an old-style spy movie from like the 60s or 70s, and I respect that to a certain extent. And I like both of these leads, despite neither of them having the most impressive track record as of late. But I do think they could have used some more chemistry. I think that it felt like it was a sarcasm contest a lot of the time with these two just kind of bantering back and forth, like they were just always trying to one-up each other. And that's not real chemistry. Real chemistry, you see a genuine spark. And these two were definitely acting, and it was very prevalent. And while they didn't really gel together, I do think the two of them did give decent individual performances, but nothing too out of the box for either of them. There's also a decent supporting performance by Paul Bettany playing the same thing Paul Bettany always plays. The typical pissed-off British guy. The main problem with this movie is its pacing. It's really dull for the first, 40 minutes. It feels like the first 15 minutes of a normal action thriller were expanded into 40 minutes, and it slows to a crawl. So when the action does pick up, it's mediocre at best. It's not like it makes you wait for this huge payoff. There's a couple decent action scenes, but there's certainly no action scenes to really ride home about. The movie doesn't really become exciting until, the last 15-20 minutes. And even that mildly exciting last 20 minutes was sort of ruined by something I don't exactly want to spoil, but it was a very dull attempt at comic relief with a very annoying sniper. And the reason the other action scenes aren't really exciting is because the director doesn't really allow them to breathe. They're just kind of typical action scenes, and I think the low-keyness of it kind of hurts it in a way, because there's scenes of Johnny Depp jumping from roof to roof and stuff, and it sometimes even doesn't even feel like it belongs in the same movie. But then they'll go to this boat chase, and you can tell the director kind of wants to keep it realistic, and it's a really slow chase, and it's kind of hard to get excited about. Also, the twist in the end of this movie is very predictable. They telegraph it 10 minutes in, and from there, it's very easy to guess, and I never guess the twists in movies. The best way I can describe this movie overall is it's above average mediocrity, which is kind of a weird thing to say because it's sort of well made. It's just such a mess script that I can't really give it anything above a 2 out of 4. I sort of enjoyed aspects of it, but this is definitely a DVD rental at best. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel because there's going to be plenty more reviews coming up.